Now let's go behind the rock screen.
You're welcome to come on in. We'll bring out the moonshine, start telling lies and calling up the women. But no talk about racing. Come on.
Hey everybody, Josh here with the Dirt Court Jesters podcast. Being joined by the driver of the number 98 Golden Flavor 410 Sprint car from Rawson, Ohio, Ricky Peterson Jr. Ricky, thanks for jumping on.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me on here, and looking forward to talking for a little bit.
I'm going to start out by saying you got a race under your belt on March 15th at Pittsburgh, PA Motor Speedway, qualifying second in your group, fourth overall, with a heat race win and a fourth place finish in the A main. Solid start to the season in that 98. How does that feel?
Yeah, I mean, it was good. Our goal was to kind of get out of Pittsburgh with, just a solid run and just try to get started on the right foot. We're not trying to set the world on fire at the beginning, just try to just get a little bit of, positive mojo on our side and get a good run underneath us and move on to the next one. So, I mean, it was good to get there and like I said, have a solid run. And we learned quite a bit about our race car, actually, and made a few small changes on it. And, we're ready to go for this weekend.
Great to hear. Now, with starting out, what got you into racing?
My family, there's a racing history there with, my dad, my uncle, and, my cousin. Greg Wilson's my cousin. So, he took it, and he's racing obviously full time, and he's been racing full time for a long time. And my dad, my uncle raced go-karts and dabbled in sprint cars, and my grandparents were big race fans, and it's just a family, family tradition.
And you know what? One other question I was thinking about, you talked about how much your family's been involved in racing. I don't know if this maybe applies to any family members or not, but are there any driving styles that you watch that you somewhat try to emulate?
No, I mean, nobody really in particular. I do try to watch a lot of videos and, no, I try not to, I don't know. I guess just try to, make the race car go as best you can. But, I don't know. I mean, going to like Wayne County a lot, I watched a lot of Wayne County videos and, I watched Sheldon there a lot. And then when, Bonsai was working on my car, he really got me going really good around Wayne County. And, we watched a lot of videos of Sheldon and how he, had his corner entry and, how he was able to get into the corner so good and keep it straight and get off. So, I mean, there's nobody in particular, but, when you go to certain racetracks, you kind of just try to find the person that's best at that racetrack and watch videos and really study in on them, and that's kind of how I try to do it. I try not to maybe watch one person, but I watch, a lot of videos and then try to pick out the best person from that certain video.
When you point out something interesting is, how technology has helped to change racing, right? I mean, it changes everything, right? But you're talking about watching videos and watching other drivers and the lines they take and how they run tracks. And that's not something that is always available. So it's definitely it kind of helped change the game, would you say?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, technology is insane.
Wayne County, I think, is your favorite track, if I'm correct.
Yeah. I mean, I love Wayne County. That place is so cool, and have a handful of wins there, and a lot of good runs. And our best All-Star finish came there with a podium with the All-Stars. So that was super cool. And I mean, I love Wayne County. I think the layout of the racetrack fits me really well, and have plenty of laps there. So that place is always a lot of fun to go to.
Yeah, I think you had 2 wins there in 2024. Does that sound right to you?
Yeah, 2 wins, and I know I got a win there in Stan Corted's 9X car, and then I got a win in Jerry McClure and Jeff's number 9 car.
So you had 23 top 10s in 36 features in 2024. Is there a race that stood out to you most from last season?
I don't know. Not one in particular. No, just, I don't know. Last year was okay. It was solid. But kind of after Speed Week there, we kind of got bouncing around from the 12X car in Kansas City, and then was racing the 98, and just a lot of traveling, and we were getting rained out some, and so the year kind of flew by, it seems like, and didn't really have a lot of consistency. I feel like I really, that, like you reading off the stats there, that's I don't even know. I don't know what the stats were from last year, but yeah, I mean, I'm just happy to have some consistency and race for the same team, the 98 team all year, and just try to get a program built instead of just, weekend to weekend. We want to look, 2 or 3 years down the road, not 2 or 3 weekends,
You talk about the number 98. So how can you kind of give us a little insight on how that deal came together?
Yeah, I mean, just they've obviously been around for a long time, and everybody, I feel like, kind of knows the Golden Flavors 98 car, and they've raced around Pennsylvania forever, and there was an opportunity there, and I want to say 2022, and I spoke with them just a little bit, maybe it's 23, and I spoke with them just very briefly, and nothing really came about it, and we just were on way different pages, and never really thought it would go anywhere. But I talked to Tom and Fran, and met them, and they were great, and just nothing came about it race wise. And then kind of parked beside them a few times when we were racing out that way, and I met them in person, and just kind of stayed in contact. And then when they were kind of looking to go a different direction, I had caught wind of it, and I called them and just said, hey, if there's any opportunity, I'd love to come out and race a weekend. It's just one weekend, and that's how it started. So went out and ran one night for him at Williams Grove, and I didn't know if I was going back the next weekend or if that was going to be one and done. And luckily they wanted to come back out the following weekend, so that's kind of how I got bouncing back and forth between the 12X and the 98. And the 98 was just a much better fit logistically, and they're 5 hours from my house, where the shop is, compared to the 12X. It was a 11 and a half hour drive, and there was a lot more consistency with the 98, and there was a lot more just things that lined up and made it a lot easier to make work.
You got 73 races on your schedule in 2025. You're going to try to run full time with Fast, as well as running in Pennsylvania, Western PA Speedway, Ohio Speed Week, and some World of Outlaw shows. What are you most looking forward to this season?
Oh man, I don't know. I'm just trying to, look into into the future, and just build just get a solid year with us. And but then again, I'm just trying to take it one race at a time. So what I'm most looking forward to. I mean, I love Ohio Speed Week, right? Like that week is so much fun. So we kind of miss a few with the way the Fast schedule is laid out, and kind of where the shop is. We miss Attica because we're going to Tri-City, because we don't really want to drive too far from the shop if we can just drive an hour down the road and race. So I mean, I'm kind of looking forward to taking it one race at a time, but continuing to build that program for the following year. And we have 73 races on our schedule, but I know there's a handful that we definitely have marked, but it's not on that schedule. So there's a handful there that I'm looking forward to as well.
I see the number 2 sitting there behind you, and I can't help but ask: is that going to get brought
Yeah.
out at all in 2025?
I mean, I don't know. I really don't. Yeah, I mean, built a really, really nice car over the winter, and actually, you can probably see I have a brand new RPM up on the shelf, and I mean, all my stuff's still here, and I really feel like I didn't cut any corners this year on my own stuff either. It's ready to rip, and it's really, really nice, and if I do get to race it, I'll be a little happy. I love running the 98, but it's so hard to have your own stuff just sit. And
sure.
Yeah, I mean, if I get it out 4 or 5 times, I'd be pretty pumped.
Well, 73 races on your schedule, and even a handful more to come. It sounds like it looks like you're willing to race as much as possible. Do you?
Yeah.
I guess when you talk about Ohio Speed Week, and growing up in Ohio, like, that's a pretty big deal. And I think if you don't grow up in Ohio, I think Ohio Speed Week, if you're a dirt racing fan, a sprint car fan, Ohio Speed Week's a big deal. Do you feel like that gets you ready for this kind of season that you're going into with all these races?
Yeah, I think so. And you know, everybody's schedule's a little bit different, but like, if you look at ours, we have a pretty hectic end of May through June. I know we have a 4 or 5 day stretch that leads, that kind of leads up to Western PA Speed Week, and we run that, and then that leads right into Ohio Speed Week, which leads into a 3 day weekend in Indiana with the Fast, and so yeah, I mean, I would race, if the equipment's ready and everything's fine. I think I would love to race every day, but we're still, at the end of the day, we're a smaller team, and Tom and Fran have great equipment, and me and Luke are full time there, so we can race a little bit more than what maybe I was able to with my own car, and so yeah, I mean, I think Ohio Speed Week is great. Just for even just team building and learning about your program and learning what you need to do to, maybe not win those speed week races, but maybe win a race the following week, or learn something for, the following hectic weekend or whatever that may be.
You were second in fast points in 2023. Do you feel like in 2025 it's a fast championship or bust?
No, I mean, whatever. Some things just aren't meant to be. Sometimes stuff just doesn't work out, and our goal is to win the championship. I mean, there's no, I don't know. There's just no good way to put it other than it's just tough. I mean, I don't care who you have on the schedule or who you have as full-time members. Racing is tough, and we have 73 races on our schedule, so we're bound to have some bad nights. Well, what if 5 of our bad nights are at fast races? Who knows? So I mean, no, I mean, I'm just, like I said, just trying to take it 1 week at a time, and one race at a time. But we're not so locked in on if we don't win 10 races this year, our lives are over. We're looking at 2 or 3 years down the road here.
73 races on your schedule. What's the second closest? Do you know?
I don't know. I'd say in 2019 or 20, maybe I ran close to 70 races, but I was really bouncing back and forth a lot between my car, Stan's 9X car, Terry Bushy's 16B 360 car. I squeaked in a couple 305 races and some non-wing races. There was a lot of races, but it was a lot of bouncing back and forth. Like I said, no consistency, just just racing to race.
Yeah, you're gonna have a nice, consistent team here in 2025.
Yep.
Do you have any other goals in 2025? I guess specifically new tracks that you're visiting this season.
Yeah, I mean, still haven't got even a top 10 at Williams Grove. I think our best finish there was 12th or 13th last year, and we only had a couple starts there, four or five starts. So I think our first goal is to get a top 10 here at Williams Grove, and we have 4 weeks, 4 weeks in a row here to do that, and then Port Royal. I don't know really what to expect there. Just get there and get some solid laps, and try to keep working our way up in the features, and keep getting some more good runs under us, hopefully. And then through the middle of the summer, we're going to some places where we want to win. We're not we don't want to show up just to be there and try to get better. We're going to those races to win them.
Okay. All right. Is there anything in 2025 that I know you said you got 5 that aren't on there. Is there anything that you could talk about?
I don't know. Nothing crazy. Obviously, growing up in Ohio, you want to go to Eldora, right? So, that's definitely on my list, and I want to get some laps around there, and eventually I want to try to be competitive there. So I'm going to have to start going sometime. So, hopefully 2025 is the year.
That would be awesome. I'm there quite a bit. Sounds like you've got a busy schedule ahead of you.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing you a lot at the track, all over the place. Western PA Speed Week should be exciting. I thought they had a really good car count last year, and I think that'll be a tough one to win. Finishing up, moving into the lightning round, I've got some questions for you. First thing that comes to mind, I've got 10 of them. We'll start celebrity crush growing up.
Jessica Simpson.
Favorite cartoon?
Rocket Power.
Okay. Favorite pro wrestler?
I don't know any pro wrestlers. I know maybe Captain Insano off the Water Boy. It's like maybe the only pro wrestler I could
that works.
name.
That works. I'll accept it. I'll accept it.
Okay.
Do you have a favorite song?
Probably All Yourn by Tyler Childers.
One location that you have saved on the map on your phone?
The 98 shop in Breezewood.
There you go. Favorite vacation spot?
Probably Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Very nice. Something very few people know about you?
I don't know. Man, I don't know.
I know Jacob Ford shared that he was in the show choir.
Yeah, I wasn't in show choir. Yeah, maybe that I didn't play any sports in high school or anything. I don't know.
All right.
Yeah.
If you could own one car, a daily driver, what would it be?
A daily driver car. Man, I don't know. I've always wanted like an old like C10 or like an old F100 or something like that. So maybe an older truck.
Okay. Do you have a go-to meal?
Oh man, I've probably steak or pizza. You know, I eat a lot of pizza. I probably shouldn't, but I eat a lot of pizza.
Pizza's good. Can't fault you for that.
Yeah.
Funniest story you have from the racetrack?
Oh man, funniest story? I don't even know. Probably a lot of them. Probably ones I shouldn't even say. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what my funniest story from the racetrack would be. I'd have to think about that for a little bit.
Definitely looking forward to seeing how this season goes for you in the number 98. Like you said, 73 races. You're going to be in the seat full time. Really going to let you get acclimated with the team and all of you guys working together well. It should be a successful season. I think, you can't ask for a better start with the way you did there at Pittsburgh PA Motor Speedway, and I hope that continues for you going into 2025.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all super happy and excited, and there's a lot of positive energy around the team. And it's really nothing crazy. It's just Tom and Fran and me and Luke. And Luke's been with me for 3 years, and Tom and Fran were gracious enough to kind of bring him on full board. So me and him already have a bunch of experience together, and been really good buddies for a long time. So. It's good. I think just keeping the positive attitude up and just, keeping everything flowing. And even when there are bad nights, just, forgetting about them and moving on to the next. And even when there's good nights, you still got to move on to the next.
Very true. Wrapping it up, sponsors that you would like to thank, and where can we follow you on social media?
Okay, yeah, sponsors, first off would be Golden Flavors Sesame Sticks with, Tom and Fran. And obviously they have a great deal going there, and then Bluffton Diesel Service. They've been with me for since day one, and King Cold Quality Food and Meats. Team Shank, Murphy's Mobile Pressure Washing. RPM Chassis, Doug Berryman with Berryman Racing Shocks. I mean, there's a ton of people that help make it happen, and even with my own car, with the 98 car, everybody that's helped. Even if I drove for them for, one night or one weekend or whatever, I'm super thankful for all those people just to, for the experience, and maybe I learned something that night that helped me another night or whatever it may be. So, just thankful for everybody that's a part of the 2 car, part of the 98 car, part of everything that, that I've, my entire career. And, social media, I got my personal Facebook page, and then I got Peterson Motorsports Facebook page, and I got Twitter. I think it's 12 Peterson 25 on Twitter, and I got an Instagram and a TikTok, and I try to be more socially active, probably on Facebook and Twitter. But I'll try to get some more photos and videos and stuff posted on the other ones.
Any shirts or anything like that coming out anytime soon?
We're working on it. Yeah, I was actually working on that today some.
Okay, very nice. Do you know when you get those up, where those are going to be located at? Can you get them on website?
Those will be, I guess I kind of forgot to mention too, I have just working on a thing on, last year we had petersonmotorsports.shop and kind of got our website going, and we actually did a bunch of updates to it today, and got our website fully updated, and our shirts will be available at petersonmotorsports.shop, and then they'll also be available at the track, or you can message me on the Peterson Motorsports page, and me or Savannah or somebody will see it and get a shirt sent out to you.
Very cool, very cool. Well, Ricky Peterson, driver of the Golden Flavor 410 Sprint car, I appreciate your time. Thanks for coming on.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
This is Josh with the Dirt Court Jesters podcast, and we hope to see you guys at the track.
Goodbye, and good night, bang.
Thanks for listening to the Dirt Court Jesters podcast. As always, this is Josh, and you can follow us on X, on Facebook, and on YouTube at Dirt Court Jester, and we hope to see you guys at the track.